In this video, we are talking about at the walkthrough. Like I previously said, the walkthrough is a golden opportunity to set yourself up for success. It's usually an opportunity to get a clear picture of the rehab numbers, but additionally, in a lot of cases, the seller will be there as well. So this is an opportunity for you to get the contract or negotiate to a final price and actually get this deal. So when you are at the walkthrough, there are two main items that you need to do. Number one, take photos. Take lots of photos. Take more than you need. Take a photo of the roof. Take a photo of things that you think are problems in the house. Take a photo of the inside electrical panel, outside electrical panel, the AC unit inside and out. Take a lot of photos. The reason you need to take a lot of photos is because when you start selling your contract and you start talking to buyers, after they get the initial numbers, the next question they're going to have is, what does the property look like? Send me some photos. A lot of investors won't even physically go to a property unless they have a more clear idea of what the property looks like, because they look at the photos to assess the rehab numbers themselves. Also, when you are there, shoot a walkthrough video. This is something that I personally and our team has noticed specifically, that when we started incorporating walkthrough videos of these properties, not just photos, but an actual walkthrough video, our click-through rate and our engagement with our investor buyers significantly went up. A lot of investors liked the videos. That's been one of our most positive feedbacks in the most recent time frame. And it's something that is really easy that you can do as well. So get a video walkthrough. In the video walkthrough, you can also kind of sell the property a little bit too. Hey, this is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. We really love this area. Man, look at these high ceilings. Look at these beautiful hardwood floors. You know, if they're going to be watching it, you can kind of sell them on the property as well. So take photos, get video, okay? Now, those are critical, but the most critical component of the walkthrough is bringing a physical contract. If you are going to be meeting the seller at this walkthrough, bringing a physical contract that is mostly filled out to the most of your ability based on your conversation with them. By bringing it, you can close the seller right there on the spot. By not having a contract, your close ratio will greatly diminish. When you have it there in person, when you've talked about it, you looked at it, you're discussing it, you're having to sit down with them, and you're like, well, hey, I brought the contract, then they're going to be more likely to come to a decision and come to an agreement right there on the spot. Now, make sure you let them know, too, prior to the walkthrough, that you're going to be bringing a contract, and that if everything looks great, you want to sign the contract right then and there, so that they're expecting a contract and they know that you mean business. When I was first starting out, I didn't bring the contract every time, and when I personally started incorporating that, man, my contract and my close rate went through the roof compared to where I was. So it's a very simple tactic, but something you definitely need to use. And then one last bonus item that you can do at the walkthrough is bring investor buyers to the walkthrough as well. This strategy you can do with all of your leads, but is usually best for the newer wholesaler that's trying to kind of figure out rehab, how to assess rehab, or is trying to figure out how an investor buyer calculates their own numbers, what they're looking at. Another great opportunity to bring an investor is on a deal that is a little outside the mold. Maybe it's on a property on some acreage. Maybe it's got this weird addition. Maybe it's got a weird layout. You're not too certain if you're going to be able to sell it. If you bring multiple, not just one, but multiple investors to the walkthrough, you can walk through the property, take all your photos, do your video walkthrough. They're going to do their own assessment as well. And then you step out and you have an individual conversation with each one, and you say, what price can you do on this house? Investor A is going to say, I can do $40,000. Investor B is going to say, I can do $42,000. And investor C is going to say, hey, I can do $39,000. Well, now you know your best offer is $42,000. Now you can go to the seller who's been waiting in the house for you and say, hey, I need this house at $37,000, at $35,000, $32,000, whatever the number is. But you already have a buyer in place. That's best when you're newer, when you don't know what the deal is as far as if you're going to be able to sell it. And whenever you're just trying to get the deal all locked up right then and there. I incorporated that myself, and that really helped out when I was newer myself. So there was several items that you need to incorporate. This is a golden opportunity you need to seize to increase your chances of success. So make sure you're doing each of these items.